So do you ever get a yes and you have a hard time converting that yes into an actual deal? Well, welcome to this video. I'm going to show you what to do in that situation. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, go and click the subscribe below and hit the notification. I do give out free prizes. I'd like to see you be one of my lucky winners. This might be an ebook, it might be one of our t-shirts, one of our hats, but hit the subscribe. Might be a free coaching call with me. Go and subscribe, hit the notification. So this woman was extremely hard to get a hold of, that I'm getting a hold of now, and I'm actually blocking the name. I always get permission to record, but I'm blocking the name here because for a couple different reasons. But I'd like you to listen to this conversation, and I'm going to pause it in parts and go over it with you.
Hi, ma'am. Were you by chance related to a at one point?
He's my husband.
Okay. You are one person hard to get a hold of. Do you know that he had a property in Oklahoma that, excuse me, I'm losing my voice here all of a sudden, that went up for auction and it went for over the asking price? Are you familiar with that?
Okay, that's hard because sometimes in this business, I want to talk too much. And I have to pause and let the person respond. There's a little bit of shock. I start off with my name and her name, which I brought this in and I let her know that the call is being recorded. Then I go ahead and I ask if she's familiar with the overage of funds, and I have to let her respond. And this was definitely a heck of a time between me asking her, and that gap of silence is awkward. There's times I want to say something, I'm nervous, I'm jumping out of my skin. You have to let your client be willing to digest and speak. And it might be, I get hung up on, I get cussed out, just like everybody else. So it's not like every single call is perfect.
He had a property. I have the parcel number and I could get the address for you. It starts with a, and his name was. You also came up, something got mailed to you as well. This was back in June 8th of 2020. There was a $1,584.55 lien on the property. It went for auction. It sold for $5,000 even, and it has an overage of $3,415.45. I've been looking for you like crazy, and I guess when I did that, we're JD Vista. We're a company that does this with people. So I finally tried, and I was able to find you. But you are one hard individual to get a hold of. So first of all, did you know about this at all?
Okay, so at this point I try to bring up, I did talk a little too much there, and you get those nerves going on. It's a smaller deal, and I've not worked the state before. I'm actually coaching a warrior on this, so I have him on the phone. We're on a coaching call. This is his deal. And this was one of the very first phone calls we made, if not the first one. Actually, it was the first call that we made. And watch how this phone call goes.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Are you interested in retrieving it at all?
I don't have the money to get a lawyer to do that.
Okay, we're JD Vista. We're a California corporation. It will cost you nothing. We will get a percentage once funds are received. We can get the paperwork started for you if you want to work with us.
Okay, so right there, she doesn't have the money to get an attorney, and I go and I tell her what's in it for her, and then I tell her if I give her the option of working with us, okay? And I let her know that right up front. So I give her that.
Okay, how does this go?
There's a couple forms that I would email to you. One is called an assignment of interest. That's JD Vista. That allows us to be able to collect the funds on your behalf. And then the other contingency agreement. And it's an agreement that would allow a split between you and I, JD Vista and yourself, I should say, the company, and then we would split the funds that way. And then what we would do is we would have to show that you were married. We'd need a marriage certificate, and then we would probably need a death certificate for him. Sorry to hear about that, by the way. He was fairly young, 58 years old. When he passed it, or right now he'd be 58. Yeah, that's young. Sorry to hear about that. But yeah, so we would need to have the death certificate, and then a title of property, which we would pull for you, and we would mail the forms in, and then go ahead and act on your behalf and collect the funds and pay you directly is what we would do. And
Okay, so what I try to do is I try to walk her through the process of how it works, what forms are needed, how she would get paid, and what the process is. So I walk her through the entire process. I just don't say, I'm going to send you out these forms. Here's what I'm going to send you. Here's what I need you to do. Here's the info that I need. And on the email, she's going to get all this again. It's not going to just be some contracts that say, please sign. There's going to be a walkthrough process on the email. Here's what we need. Here's what we need back from you. And you want to be specific. You want to let them know, because she's a little stunned right now. I'm calling her out of the blue. This lady took me about 30 minutes to find. She was not easy to find, and I'm pretty good at finding people. And then I have to walk her through the entire process on how to be able to get these funds, and what I'm going to do, what JD Vista, which is my corporation, will do to help her get these funds.
Testimonials on our website. We do this for people all the time. Is that the correct email for you?
Yeah.
So what I could do is, with your permission, I could go ahead and email you the documents and have you look at them, and then I could follow up with a call. One of the forms has to be notarized. And then, like I said, we would need a marriage certificate and we would need a death certificate. We can help you find those if you don't have them. Like, we could look in the county and see if we can pull those records.
No, I already got them.
Okay. And then, yeah, you would mail those back to us. We would then go ahead and act on your behalf, and we would work on getting you paid.
Okay.
And if we don't, you pay nothing. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Pretty much is the way how it works.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm hearing an okay, so to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I've got one other question for you, just to ask you. There's $3,415.45. What do you think would be a fair split between you and JD Vista?
Okay, now I asked this question because I have a $2,100 minimum typically, and this one's not going to be a $2,100 minimum. So there's $3,415.45 in this deal, and that's the entire funds altogether.
Done.
Okay.
Get it over with.
Usually what we do is we have a minimum. It doesn't meet our minimum. Would it be okay with you if we do a 50-50 split?
That's fine.
Okay, so you'd be looking at just right around probably $1,707 is what you'd be looking at, and some change.
Okay. I'm even surprised, when I learned about it, but yeah, that'd be fine.
Well, what's amazing is a lot of people have these and they don't know that they have them. And then what happens is they some states, we work several states, I won't say all, but several, but they evaporate, and people, like I just got a woman paid in Florida. She was remarried, totally different name. Her husband was deceased, and this was going to evaporate, and she had no idea she had these. So it just happens all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got another property that's supposed to be sold this coming June, I think.
So this county has annual auctions. This last one was last June. This next one's coming up, and this coming up June. I will definitely be following up with this. I do give her a couple alternatives as an investor, former investor. I know a lot of what to do, so you'll hear that. But the fact that she tells me that, that's huge. I mean, that's future business right there. That's every property locator, funds locator's dream, is to have someone say, hey, we have others coming up, or we have this. I mean, that doesn't happen enough on a phone call.
Same area?
Yeah, they're right across the street from each other.
Okay, and are these lots? Are they properties or what?
He had two. One was a lot, and one actually had a house on it. And then mine had a house on it too.
Okay.
But his name is on my deal.
Okay, well, with you being the wife, you would go ahead and you'd have access to any funds that are left over. If you want to give me the addresses and want to try to intervene and stop the auctions and put them up for sale, you could try to do that, or you could let them go up for sale.
No, they can go ahead and sell it.
Okay.
So that surprises me. She seems done with the properties. I don't know the full situation here, and I don't need to know. I mean, I'm here to help her. I'm here to help her get paid. Once we get this under contract, she is my client. I want what's best for my clients. That even means, and I'm just going to say this, that even means on those other two properties, if I stop them from selling and she got paid, I mean, do I get paid? Maybe not, but I'm getting paid on the first one, and I want her to be a testimonial for me, and heck, I'm going above and beyond the call of duty. So I offered that. Again, it would interfere. I've already established a connection, but again, I like to sleep at night, and I like to know that I'm helping people. Yes, don't get me wrong. I love paid. I love getting paid. I'll love the $1,700 from this deal. It's huge, but yeah.
And then I guess try to get the money afterwards if there's any left over.
Yeah, it happens all the time, especially right now. There's not a lot of auctions happening with COVID and everything right now, and they're pretty popular, and there's a lot of funds available. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get these to you. I will have you. Today is Tuesday. When I'll try to have these to you by tomorrow night. When would be a good time for me to follow up with you and just go over what we need in the process? If I call you like Friday in the day, would that work for you?
Yeah, anytime during the day would be fine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll do that on Friday. I'll put you on my calendar. And hey, Denise, you don't know how hard I tried to find you. I was looking. There was like a whole bunch of that. This is a milestone for me, so I feel great. I mean, I've spent about half an hour, 45 minutes trying to find your name and look for you. There was people in Texas that lived in Oklahoma, so it's a pleasure that to meet you finally. Sorry to say that.
Oh, that's okay.
So. All right, cool, man. Well, hey, good luck to you. I will get these out to you, and I'm looking forward to working with you on this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, have a good night.
Okay, so if you look at this, and I'm going to just play this for you.
Good night. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Dude, we spelled that one together, man.
Okay, so the warrior I have on the other end of the phone, he's actually celebrating with me. He's actually cheering too. This is his deal, so it was a pleasure to be able to make it. He's getting some one-on-one coaching, and this was a deal that he received. So it's nice to celebrate after that. So going back to my original question, she's given me a go ahead and send out the contracts. She's agreed to 50%. What do I have to do? I explain the process. I explain what's involved. I tell her when she's going to get the email. I tell her when I'll follow back up with a phone call, and I have to give her direction. I see a lot of people come in this business, and all they say is, okay, I'll get you the contracts. And then they're scared to death. They have that fear. They never follow back up. And then they try a week or 2 weeks later, and the person's lost. They didn't understand the contracts. And that's going to be the first question is, when I say her name, did you understand the contracts? Is there any questions I can answer for you on those? If she says yes, there's some questions I have, then I'll answer the questions. You have to know your contracts that you sent out. Then if she says I'm ready to go, which I'm hoping she will, I will give her further instructions on a notary, how to get these forms to me. Do I need to mail her something? Do I need to assist her in finding a notary? When will she have it notarized? When can I follow back up with her? Again, these are your clients, and it's like you're buying a house, right? Say you're buying a house. What do you have to do? You put money in escrow. Your agent tells you how to do that, when to do it, where to do it. You're paying for this, you're paying for that. You get a lot of directions on what you're doing. Same thing with this business. You have to give your client direction. If you don't, it's the blind leading the blind. Hey, thank you again. If you've not subscribed to my channel, go and click below and hit the notification link as well. I give out free prizes all the time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.